Hello again. This one's a quickie, and I almost didn't record it because when I realized what I needed to do, I thought to myself, I have to be the only person that didn't think of this. But just in case I'm not, I went ahead and recorded it and put together a quick video. So I'm getting ready to start printing some taller things, and one of the first upgrades that I was going to do before I started that was I was going to add some Z-axis braces. And in order to add the Z-axis braces and not have them be in the front of the printer where they're going to be in the way, I needed to be able to get to the back of the printer. Unfortunately, I can't get to the back of the printer because I can't reach the back of the screws on the other side of the board and the nuts without disassembling the entire printer from the front. And I didn't really want to do that. So that was when it dawned on me that what I should have done when I built this printer was I should have used threaded inserts into the metal frame. I know I'm probably the only one that this didn't occur to, but this lets me make so I can take the back panel or any of the panels off by myself, because now the hardware just threads into this little insert. They're real easy to use. I got the tool at the local hardware store. I've actually had it for a while. I used it on a couple of other projects. I get the inserts the same place. You can get them on Amazon. I've already checked. But they're really easy to use. All you do is you thread the insert onto the tool, and then with the tool there and the insert threaded, you stick it through the metal. In this case, the metal frame will go right here like that, and then squeeze. And when you squeeze, it mushrooms the insert, which sticks the insert into the metal frame and then makes it so that you can run hardware and stuff like that through there. Now, I could have welded nuts to the other side as well, and that would have made more sense, but in retrospect, I didn't do that. I should have. But one of the advantages of these, if something happens and you strip them out or you need to change hardware or anything like that, these drill out really easily without enlarging the hole in the frame. So you can actually, if you mess one of these up, you can drill it out and put another one back in fairly easily and fairly quickly. So in this video, I got my wife's help to take the back panel off, and then I went through and put threaded inserts in all of the back panel. I'm going to put the panel back on until I get the brace pieces printed out and get the threaded rod. I'm just going to leave the back buttoned up, but I've got to do some printing before I'm ready for that. Once that's done, we'll get those videos up. But for right now, I thought about it and I was like, you know, just in case I'm not the only one that didn't think of this while I was building it, I'd put it up there. Enjoy, and have a good day. Since the whole point of this mod was that I couldn't undo the hardware by myself, I got my wife's help to take the hardware off so that I could get to the back panel. With all the nuts off from the inside, I started pulling the back panel off, removed some of the hardware, and then used a flat-bladed screwdriver to pry the back panel off, because the weather stripping that I put on there actually proved to be pretty solid. Took the back panel off and set it aside, and took a couple of junk towels, covered the printer and the floor, keep metal shavings from getting tracked all over the house, or into the 3D printer, which would be even worse. I used a drill bit gauge to figure out what size drill bit I needed or how far I needed to go on my unibit, and then marked the unibit with a purple Sharpie so that it was easy to see while I was drilling, and I knew that I needed to go to the step right before the purple Sharpie. I drilled the holes and frequently check the inserts to make sure. You want the hole to be just big enough for the insert to fit in, but not any bigger, otherwise when you collapse it, it won't catch. Now, like I said, these things are really easy to use. You thread the insert on all the way, place it where you want to put it, squeeze it real tight, make sure that it's seated, unthread the knob, and put a new insert on and move to the next one. Vacuumed up all the metal shavings, both in the 3D printer and on the floor. I then took my impact gun with the Phillips head drill bit in it, and I used that to start the first one. My recommendation is if you can, and you can spare the hands, start these things by hand first. That way you don't cross-thread one of them with an impact driver or something along those lines. this instance, I hung the first two and then went through and started all the rest of them with the Phillips head screwdriver. And when I was confident that they weren't cross-threaded and they were seated properly, then I went through and used the impact driver to cinch everything down so that the weather stripping could reseat. Get everything tightened up, put everything away, put the printer back in its proper space, and I am ready to get printing again.